Who was Cleopatra, and why is she still remembered today? To answer this, we travel back to her early life. Born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, Cleopatra was the product of royal lineage, a descendant of one of Alexander the Great's generals, Ptolemy. Her early years were steeped in power struggles and family turmoil, as was typical for a royal family of her time. As a young girl, Cleopatra was educated by the finest scholars in Alexandria, the intellectual hub of the ancient world. She was taught politics, philosophy, and the arts, and was fluent in as many as 9 languages, including Greek, Latin, and Egyptian, the latter of which set her apart from her predecessors. When Cleopatra was just 18 years old, her father, King Ptolemy XII, passed away, leaving her the throne of Egypt. But the throne was not hers alone. As was customary in the Ptolemaic dynasty, Cleopatra was to share her rule with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was only 10 at the time. Yet Cleopatra was not content with being a co-ruler. She was determined to rule Egypt alone, to bring prosperity to her people, and to uphold the traditions and culture of ancient Egypt. So, a young girl of 18 years ascends the throne of Egypt, setting the stage for a reign that would captivate the world. Cleopatra was more than a queen. She was a cunning politician and a skilled diplomat. A woman of her time, she was not just a ruler but a strategist who understood the delicate balance of power and alliances. Consider her relationships with 2 of the most powerful men of her era, Julius Caesar and Marcus Antonius, also known as Mark Antony. These relationships were not just personal, they were political alliances, carefully crafted to maintain Egypt's independence and power in an era of Roman expansion. When Julius Caesar arrived in Egypt, Cleopatra saw an opportunity. She knew that aligning herself with this powerful Roman general could secure her position on the throne. Their relationship, whether romantic, political, or both, changed the course of history. Cleopatra bore Caesar a son, Caesarion, further cementing their bond and ensuring her continued influence in Rome. But Julius Caesar's assassination in the Roman Senate threw the balance of power into chaos. Cleopatra found herself in a precarious situation. She was the mother of Caesar's son, but with Caesar gone, her position was threatened. Enter Marcus Antonius. As one of the 3 men who seized control of Rome after Caesar's death, he was a powerful ally. Cleopatra and Antonius formed a political alliance, and like with Caesar, this alliance was sealed with a romantic relationship. They had 3 children together, and for a time it appeared that Cleopatra's strategy had succeeded. However, the political landscape of the ancient world was ever-changing. Antonius's rival Octavian, later known as Augustus, waged a successful campaign against him and Cleopatra, leading to their eventual downfall. But even in defeat, Cleopatra maintained her dignity and her commitment to Egypt. Cleopatra's political maneuverings kept Egypt independent and in power during a time of Roman expansion. Despite the challenges she faced, her strategic alliances and political acumen ensured that Egypt remained a significant power in the Mediterranean world. Her relationships with Julius Caesar and Marcus Antonius were not just affairs of the heart, but strategic moves in a high-stakes game of power and politics. Cleopatra is often remembered for her beauty, but her intelligence was her true asset. This legendary queen of Egypt was renowned for her striking charm, but it was her sharp intellect and cultural savvy that truly set her apart. Throughout history and even today, Cleopatra is celebrated for her captivating allure. However, her contemporaries were more likely to be impressed by her wit, her fluency in several languages, and her shrewd political acumen. Cleopatra was not just a ruler, she was a scholar, a naval commander, and a linguist. She was the first of her dynasty to speak Egyptian, and she also spoke Greek, Hebrew, and many other languages. This linguistic ability allowed her to communicate directly with her subjects and with foreign diplomats, enhancing her influence and power. She also made significant contributions to Egyptian culture and arts, promoting the popularity of Isis worship and commissioning new building projects. Cleopatra was not just a beautiful face, she was a woman of intellect and culture. Cleopatra's relationship with Rome was intricate and had a profound impact on Egypt. As a shrewd diplomat, Cleopatra understood the importance of maintaining strong ties with Rome, the dominant power of her time. She skillfully navigated the political landscape, forming alliances that would secure her position and strengthen Egypt's standing. Her relationships with Julius Caesar and Marcus Antonius are particularly noteworthy. With Caesar, Cleopatra had a son, Caesarion, and their alliance brought a period of prosperity and stability to Egypt. After Caesar's assassination, Cleopatra turned to Marcus Antonius, a Roman general with significant influence. Their romantic and political alliance resulted in 3 children and an era of powerful collaboration. However, these relationships were not without their controversies. In Rome, Cleopatra was seen as a foreign seductress who bewitched their leaders. Her alliance with Antonius, in particular, led to the infamous Battle of Actium, a conflict that marked a turning point for both Rome and Egypt. Despite these challenges, Cleopatra's relationships with Rome were instrumental in shaping Egypt's history. Her alliances provided a temporary shield against Roman annexation, allowing Egypt to maintain its independence for a while longer. Cleopatra's ties with Rome marked a significant chapter in the history of Egypt. Her diplomatic maneuvers and personal relationships with key Roman figures reflect a woman who was not only a queen, but also a skilled politician and strategist, navigating complex alliances in a turbulent era. The final years of Cleopatra's life were marked by political struggles and personal tragedy. As the tides of power ebbed and flowed, Cleopatra found herself once again in a precarious position. Her alliance with Marcus Antonius, a man with whom she shared not just a political partnership but also a deep and passionate love, was seen as a threat by the growing power of Octavian, the future emperor of Rome. The Battle of Actium in 31 BC was a decisive moment, where Octavian's forces met those of Cleopatra and Antonius in a naval confrontation. The defeat they suffered signified the end of their political aspirations and, ultimately, their lives. In the aftermath of this catastrophic loss, Marcus Antonius, mistakenly believing Cleopatra to be dead, took his own life. Cleopatra, grief-stricken and faced with the prospect of being paraded in Rome as a trophy of war, chose to follow her lover into death. Legend tells us she did so by inducing an asp, a symbol of divine royalty, to bite her, thus choosing a death befitting a queen. Cleopatra's tragic end marked the end of an era in Egypt's history. With her death, the age of pharaohs was over, and Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. Her life was a testament to her intelligence, charisma, and indomitable will, traits that continue to captivate us even 2,000 years after her demise. Despite her tragic end, Cleopatra's legacy continues to inspire and intrigue. Following her death, Egypt became a province of Rome, marking the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty and the age of the pharaohs. But history refused to forget this extraordinary queen. Cleopatra's story has been told and retold, her life immortalized in art, literature, and popular culture. From the works of ancient historians like Plutarch and Cassius Dio, to the verses of Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, her story has been interpreted in countless ways. She is often depicted as a woman of immense beauty and intelligence, with a charm that could sway the most powerful men of her time. Over the centuries, Cleopatra has also been an enduring symbol in art. From the ancient coins bearing her image to the grand paintings of the Renaissance, her portrayal has been as varied as it has been captivating. In the realm of popular culture, Cleopatra's legacy continues to thrive. She has been the subject of numerous films, with portrayals by cinematic icons like Elizabeth Taylor, further cementing her place in the public imagination. It's important to remember, however, that Cleopatra was more than just a figure of fascination. She was a leader, a diplomat, a mother, and a scholar. Her reign was marked by political savvy and cultural revitalization, and her influence on Egypt and the world is undeniable. Cleopatra's legacy is a testament to her enduring influence on history and culture. For those intrigued by Cleopatra's story, Egypt is a treasure trove of historical sites. This land of the pharaohs holds many secrets of Cleopatra's reign, waiting to be discovered. In the bustling city of Alexandria, Cleopatra's royal palace, now submerged under the Mediterranean Sea, offers underwater tours for the adventurous. Then, there's the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, a place Cleopatra frequented, known for its stunning celestial ceiling. Don't miss out on the Temple of Isis at Philae, an island temple complex where Cleopatra was worshipped as a living goddess. And finally, the city of Alminia, home to the tombs of the nobles, provides a unique peek into the lives of Cleopatra's contemporaries. Whether you're walking through the Valley of the Kings or gazing at the Great Sphinx of Giza, every corner of Egypt resonates with the echoes of Cleopatra's time. Exploring these sites offers a fascinating glimpse into Cleopatra's world.